Hello everyone, DeckTrolls here. So, for my next 4 videos, I'm going to be doing Exodia decks. So there's going to be 4 different Exodia decks that I'm going to go over, and today is going to be basically the pure version of an Exodia deck. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's get into it. Got all 5 pieces of Exodia. Yep, get all 5, you win the game. That's how that goes. It's a very tedious win condition, but that's that's how it is. Alright, we got 3. The legendary Exodia Incarnate. Cannot be special summon, must be set. Or cannot be normal summon or special or set. Must be special summon from your hand by tributing 1 Forbidden 1 monster, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 1000 attack for each Forbidden 1 monster in your graveyard. It is unaffected by other cards' effects. Once per turn, during your end phase, add 1 Forbidden 1 monster from your graveyard to your hand. When this card is destroyed by a battle and sent to the graveyard, you can reveal any number of Forbidden 1 monsters in your hand, and if you do, draw 1 card for each one. So the entire premise for the deck is going to be to send your Exodia pieces to the grave and use him to bring them back. And there's plenty of cards that'll aid to get them back, but he's your go-to card. You got 2 Exodia Necros. Cannot be normal summon and must be special summon with contract with Exodia, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by a battle or spell or trap card effects. Once per turn during your standby phase, this card gains 500 attack. Destroy this card unless all 5 of these cards are in your graveyard. Exodia the Forbidden One, right arm of the Forbidden One, left arm of the Forbidden One, right leg of the Forbidden One, and left leg of the Forbidden One. Now you run 3 Dark Magician, and lastly 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. If this card is normal summoned or flip face up, add 1 spellcaster type. Add 1 spellbook spell from your deck to your hand. Now you got 2 Contract with Exodia. If you have all 5 Exodia Forbidden 1, all 5 Exodia pieces in your graveyard, special summon 1 Exodia Necros from your hand. So I should mention, this card and Exodia Necros aren't the most consistent cards, but I have them in the deck because they have the name Exodia in their title, so they become part of your defense just for the fact that they have the name Exodia in them. And if you happen to pull it off, that's cool too. Alright, so you got 2 Dark Factory of Mass Production. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard and add those targets to your hand. This is to get your Exodia pieces from your grave faster. And 2 Monster Reincarnation. Discard 1 card, then target 1 monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And that's for the head, since you cannot get the head from the grave with mass production. Got 2 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you control a spellcaster type monster and your opponent does not, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spell type monsters, you cannot activate spells. 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Banish 1 card from your deck face up during your second standby phase after this card's activation. Add the card to your hand. 2. Pot of Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck and add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into the deck. You can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. You got 1 Spellbook of Secrets. Add 1 Spellbook card from your deck to your hand. Except Spellbook of Secrets, you can only activate 1 Spellbook of Secrets per turn. And 1 Spellbook of Knowledge. Send to the graveyard either 1 spellcaster type monster you control or 1 other spellbook card from your hand or face up from your field. Each except Spellbook of Knowledge, and if you do, draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Spellbook of Knowledge per turn. You got 2 Magical Dimension. It's a quick play spell. If you control a spellcaster type monster, target 1 monster you control, tribute that target, then special summon 1 spellcaster type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy 1 monster on the field. Now for your defense, you got 3 Swords of Revealing Light. Flip all monsters your opponent controls face up. This card remains face up on the field for 3 turns of your opponent's turns. While this card is face up on the field, monsters your opponent control cannot declare an attack. And 2 Messenger of Peace. Continuous spell. Monsters with 1500 or more attack cannot declare an attack. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 100 life points or destroy this card. You got 2 Obliterate. If you want, you could bump this up to 3. I would highly recommend it, but no, yeah, I would highly recommend it. I don't think I have a 3rd one. That's why I didn't put it in. You can target 1 monster on the field, send 1 Forbidden 1 monster or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, return that target to the hand. If this card is sent from the field, is sent from the spell or trap zone to the graveyard, you can target 1 Forbidden 1 monster or Exodia card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use 1 Obliterate effect per turn and only once that turn. That is why we have the Exodia Necros and contract with Exodia, because they have Exodia in their name. Alright, got 2 Magic Cylinder because I love this card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. And lastly, 2 Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Alright guys, that is my Exodia deck profile. So yeah, remember, there's going to be 3 more Exodia decks. They're different kinds of decks, so they involve Exodia, but they're not all necessarily Exodia centered. But they're pretty fun. But yeah, so tell me what you like, tell me what you dislike, what would you do to improve it, and yeah, remember I have a 100+ budget-friendly decks, so there's going to be a lot of fun content coming your way. So please make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, have fun!